Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I just wanted to show you a new strategy I've been working on. I actually found it on YouTube, but I'm not going to tell you where because it's one of the channels that comes with a new strategy every day and claims it's the best strategy ever made. And I don't want to put you down that rabbit hole. So there's two indicators. It's the RSI divergence indicator. So it's just a regular RSI with a little icon that comes up, a little label when there's divergence, and the super trend. So when the super trend changes right after divergence, you're going to go for a 1-to-1. Here is a loss. So we have the divergence here and here. Lower lows, higher highs, and you enter here. And in this case, you get the close down and you get the new opposing super trend. When you get the opposing super trend indicator, you would exit at the break of the candle. That doesn't happen here. It comes back up, goes in your favor, almost to target, and then you get another opposing super trend signal, and this one breaks. So it's a very small loss here, almost to break even. That's one cool thing about the strategy is some of the losses are very small. So you get the divergence here. And you enter here on the super trend right there. And you get the opposing signal. Looks like a full loss. That's okay. Pretty good win rate. So we got 84 points for the week and 55 points after hours. Let's look at a few more. Go back to Monday. That was Friday. Don't trade before 10. Here's another small loss. So here's so it gets 3/4 of the way to profit again. Get the opposing signal here. Here's the break, small loss. Some people will use the super trend for a trailing stop. We're not going to do that here. We're just using it for the signals, but it's a very cool indicator, and you should back test it. Maybe you can add it to some of the things you're already doing. Here's some divergence. And we're already in the super trend, but this was a pretty big pullback. You didn't really go anywhere. That's why I counted this. But technically, you would have only taken it back here if there was divergence here. And there's no divergence here, so something to think about. I haven't done this in the 3 weeks I've been testing this. I just did this time because I saw this. It wasn't going below. Super trend is flattened out. You had divergence here on this big pullback, so I took this one. Usually it's just on highs and lows and bigger pullbacks. Here is some divergence, here, and this one is still higher. Here's the super trend here, right here on this candle. Here's the break, and looks like a full loss there. Here's a nice 1-to-1. Divergence entry is here. Too bad there wasn't a higher high here, because then you would have gotten that trade. But there are other ways to trade the super trend. I mean, you can say, hey, this is an impulse to the downside and a correction. Sell in this area, but we're not looking at that today. Here's another small loss. Here's the opposing candle here. It breaks down. Technically, if you are managing this if you were at your computer, it only goes below this for a second. You could have held, and then here's another opposing signal. Then you could have gotten out on the break of this based on here. It would have been a little smaller loss, but these small losses and the big winners like this one, divergence, and the break of this candle here, they're going to add up to wins. Here's another one, divergence. This one doesn't actually get to target, does it? Okay, so here's an interesting one. Here's the opposing signal right here, the break of this, but it only, like I said, it's only a split second. So it's either going to be a small loss around this area or a full win. So that's basically it. Like I said, it was 84 points for the week on the micro S&P. It's going to be similar on the regular S&P ES. Got one more thing I did test on the ES this week, the swing failure patterns. We'll look at a couple here. Thursday. Here's one here. Candle breaks down below this swing, closes back up. Here's the break of the candle. Nice trade there. Here's another one. Supertrend changes. A, B, C. Swings up, closes down. Bearish candle in this case. And here's another one here. Comes down, breaks the low, goes up. Pretty cool. Cool strategy. I've been testing this one on the channel for a while now. I think there was only one trade on Friday. This was something different. Where is that? Here it is. So the candle comes down, sweeps this low, closes up. Here's the break of the candle, and it's a loss. But it was only one of two losses for the week. Somewhere I have this. So for the week, it was 12-2, 12 wins and 2 losses. And I actually have another, a couple weeks ago, I tested the swing failure pattern in the same way with the super trend. And I think it was like 11-3 or 12-3. So it's a good strategy. I have some other videos on the channel about it. In the next video, we'll go over some micro NASDAQ scalping. And I have some other videos coming out this week of some live trading over the past month. I think I have 3 more videos of live trading to cut up and show you the wins and the losses and the struggles and my thinking of what I do during the week live trading futures. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember to back test these strategies yourself and then forward test them in a simulator. The most profitable strategies from me or anyone else, or even the ones that you come up with yourself, need to be back tested over long periods of time, and they can all go through losing streaks. So remember that. Take care and trade safely. Later.